Hey legends, welcome back to Hobby Time. Now today's video is going to be about building a life-size armor. However, it's going to be more so about using small printers. It just shows that you don't have to use the biggest printer. Now my video today, it's going to be based on the Anycubic S1. We will go through that video, but it will also show you that you can build massive parts on a small bed. So a lot of people, guys, think that you really need a giant printer to make full-size suits and cosplay. And today's video is going to be about showing you that you don't actually need that sort of stuff. Here you can see a combat knife scaled for the Space Marine armor, printed on a 250 by 250 by 250 bed. Now big builds, they're just a lot of small parts joined together. Your printer's a tool and it's how you use it that counts. We're going to go through everything today to show you all about that, so stick with us. Now guys, let's talk about the sort of stuff that you're going to need for bigger builds. Obviously there's a lot more joining and things like that, so there's a little bit more work involved when it comes to smaller builds. Now for me, I'll say this combat knife, which we'll have a look in a minute. Super glue, big one for me. Also, I can't stress enough how important a sander is. Now I've got sandpaper, I've got detail sanders, finger sanders. This mouse sander by Milwaukee, this thing is a game changer for larger parts. It is amazing. Also for joining parts, I use a 3D pen with some PLA. This thing here is great for joining parts. Now a few other tools that I've also got here is, I've got a soldering iron as well, which is great for joining things. Now if I also have a look here, this is a little special off Temu here, and this is a plastic staple gun. Now this thing here, you put little metal staples in it, heats it up, it's USB powered, pop it in, and that helps join everything together. So this is really handy when it comes to those kinds of things. Now they all come together in their own when you're doing these builds and everything like that, but we'll show you on this combat knife the basic sort of structure of what we do, and then you can get a hang of it. The main thing to remember is patience. Like, you've got a lot of stuff here that you need to take off. Now it's the same for any 3D print, but generally when you take the smaller 3D prints and you turn into more parts, it means more supports. Then you've got a lot of stuff like here. Now that's my fault, I haven't sliced that correctly. I'm gonna have to sand that down and fill that in so I get a nice texture on that one. And it's all about trial and error. Like these days you've got YouTube that can guide you through pretty much anything, but you still need to make the mistakes yourself and learn. But we'll go through now and we're gonna just roughly assemble this so you can see what it looks like, when you take smaller parts and turn it into a big thing. Now as you can see here, there's lots of supports and things like that you've got to go through, got to remove, but that's part of the fun. But then you've got the gluing of the printed parts, the sanding, the filler, the primer, the painting. That's what makes it all worthwhile in the end. Now see here guys, by no means is cleaned up, but obviously we've taken something on a 250 by 250 build plate, and that's a massive 1:1 scale Space Marine combat knife. Now we do have to go through now and do a lot more work and a lot more post-processing and making sure that everything fits together nicely. We've got some burrs and we've got some bits and pieces, so it is a trade-off, but it also saves you a lot more money too. And Obviously that'll go into our next section, which will be about slicing and things like that. As you can see here, I use Anycubic slicer that comes with my S1 Anycubic printer. It's pretty easy. You just put in the part that you want, you scale it to the size you want, and then you can just manually slice it up as you like, and it will fill in anything that it needs to fill in for you. That's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways. You can use Luban, which is probably the best out there as far as large parts go. You can also use Mesh Mixer or any of those kinds of programs, but for me this is nice and simple and it's easy. This is only a quick tutorial there on that. It does take a bit to get to grips with if you haven't used it before. Now here's shoulder armour that I have sliced up myself. This come as one part when I got this file. Now you'll be able to have a look on the inside because I don't clean up the inside too much. You're not going to see it, I'm not going to see it. Now if we have a look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 parts for this shoulder on that smaller printer. Now on the outside, you know, if you look hard enough you might be able to see it and things like that, but I'm a little bit lazy. I like to use the weathering to hide it all, but this just shows you what you can do with that small printer with your slicer and a little bit of patience. Now this is the final part of the shoulder. This is going through all the steps that we've been through before. This is the sanding, the gluing, the filling, the priming, the stapling, and then the painting. So you can actually see what my timeline is for when I build a part from the start to the finish. That way you can see and see if it works for you. Look guys, at the end of the day, don't let your gear hold you back. You don't need the biggest, most expensive printer there is. You don't need to spend $3,000. You can spend $200 on a printer. You just need determination, a little bit of patience, a lot of stubbornness, and just those tools that I mentioned. And you can turn the smallest prints into the biggest armor. Like this, for example, working on for a day build, Custodian's helmet from 40k. Now this is from Nico Industries, and I printed this as 4 parts on my printer, and I've got many others here that are the same sort of thing. Same as that shoulder and the rest of the armor that I showed you. All comes out in the end, it just takes a little bit more effort. But anyway guys, that's the video on small printers and obviously the progress on my Space Marine armour. If you like what you see, drop a comment down below. Let me know what printers you've got. Let me know what projects you're working on as well. I'd love to see like some of the big stuff that everybody's working on. But as always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to dream big, and I'll catch you on the next video.